Hi, I wanted to talk about the books that I have brought with me for the 2 months that I am staying in Ohio to nanny for a family. I'm also going to show you some of the books that I have acquired while being here because I have a book buying problem and I can't seem to not buy books. So, let's start with what I brought with me. The first book I brought with me is Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings. I have gotten maybe 50 pages farther than the last time I talked about this book. It's very big. I am really liking it, so I want to savor it, and I have not picked it up in about a week. So I do plan on reading more of this while being here. It's just also really hard to find time to read when you're being a nanny. So I have not really had the time to read, which doesn't make sense because I keep buying books, not reading them, and I play Skyrim for hours but not read books. So technically I could be reading more, but I really want to play Skyrim instead. It's very stressful, and it's my de-stress is playing Skyrim and killing dragons. The other book that I already talked about that I brought with me is The Eye of the World. I'm about halfway through. I've been annotating this one. Another reason why I haven't gotten back into Way of Kings is that I want to annotate that one as well, but I need to get up to the point that I am in that book, which means I have to go back and reread it, so it's going to take a bit of time. Annotating has been really helpful. I've never been really an annotator before, but being able to mark like things that I deem that are important really is helping me fully understand the book, which is, I get why our teachers in schools like, you need to annotate, you need to annotate, you need to annotate, and then we don't listen to them because it's like, we're kids and lazy. In relation to The Eye of the World, I have brought with me as well Book 2, The Great Hunt, and Book 3, The Dragon Reborn. I'm very excited to read more of these. I have almost the full series back at home, all in mass market paperbacks, which is cute. They're like 2 towers, and it's wonderful. The next book I brought with me is one that I haven't started reading, but would like to get to in the next week or so, is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I don't know much about this. Honestly, the dragon on the cover is the main reason that I got it, and that it's a popular book, and it involves really cool family dynamics and a queen. I'm gonna read it. I'm excited. The next book I have started reading and did not pick back up because I started reading it really late in the evening and then had to go to sleep. I've also gotten a really nasty cold while being here, so my energy levels and my brain power is greatly diminished, and so I have not had the desire to read, which is not good because now I'm behind in my reading challenge. I was ahead and then stopped being ahead because I feel horrible. My throat is killing me, and all I want to do is just, again, play Skyrim and do nothing else, and just do that all night and during the day. It's not good. I have a problem. But okay. But the next book is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I literally have only read the prologue. I'm liking it a lot. It's pretty interesting. I didn't even finish the prologue, but I mean, I get why it's good. I get the hype. I'm very excited to finish reading this. Another book I brought with me is sci-fi. I've brought 2 sci-fis with me and have acquired, I think, 2 more. I don't remember. But I brought the Free Body Problem by Cixin Liu. I went to the Amazon bookstore in person because there's an actual Amazon store by my house, and I got it. I really love translated works, so I'm excited to read this, and I really like it. I don't know. I don't know what it's about, but the little excerpt that I read really intrigued me, and I have this weird love for like Chinese things, so I'm really excited to read this one as well. The next book I have started, but again, started it late at night while trying to fall asleep and did not get very far in it. But I'm already hooked, immediately hooked. And that is Leviathan Wakes, the first book in The Expanse by James S.A. Corey. Wow. This is great. The freaking first page thing, I was hooked immediately. Oh my god. Ooh, body horror, fun, weird, ew, gross. I'm really excited to finish it. And I have a second book at home. When I get home, I was gonna do a haul of like all the books that I had bought, and then I had to emergency come to Ohio to nanny. So that will be happening when I get home in 2 months. And maybe if I have more books that I've purchased while I'm here, I'll show those to you guys as well. The next 4 books that I brought with me are all about writing fiction, because I want to get back into it, but I have this annoying habit, anxiety thing, where I have to research a great deal and like read a lot of things before I attempt to do anything, because I get performance anxiety. Even though like probably no one is going to read what I'm going to write, I get really nervous because it's like, oh, it's a big expectation, and you gotta like, in your head you could feel like you gotta do fantastic, and so I've been reading writing fantasy and science fiction by Orson Scott Card, Philip Athens, and Jay Lake. The science fiction part, I like reading science fiction, but I don't really like writing it. But the fantasy in the back, the last part 4, is all about writing fantasy, and that's been really interesting. Especially because it talks a lot about medieval culture, which I have a lot of experience with. I took a late antiquity, early middle ages class as part of my degree as a classics student. So I spent my degree learning Latin and Greek and learning about Roman history. So knowing that is like being able to like understand sci-fi and fantasy better, especially fantasy specifically, because it does draw on those themes that I have spent like my entire life learning. So it's always a fun thing to read and have like bits come in from the thing that I love so very much. And I kind of want to write a Roman fantasy story because of that. I just think it would be really fun because I love it. And it's stupid, but I love it. Not Greek. There's always people always talk about ancient Greece because of the like Hercules and all that stuff, but I find the Roman culture just as deep and incredibly interesting, and no one ever really talks about it. They just use like legions and that, but like there's so much on the inside, and it's just like you have so many opportunities. Yes, Greece is cool. Yes, it's where all these things originated from, but the Romans' ability to take pieces of culture and make it their own is a perfect setting for a fantasy world, because anything can happen, and they have mysticism. Ugh, guys, write Roman fantasies. Or don't. Let me do it. Okay, the next book is Writing Your Novel from Start to Finish by Joseph Bates. This has been super helpful. Oh my goodness, I recommend this one. He gives little tips, but he also like he really does guide you from start to finish, and I'm really loving this section on starting, as what I've been reading, because that's my biggest problem, is starting, well, and then finishing, but I'm always nervous to start, and he's just like, do it. Recommend. The next 2 books are on plot. I'm shit at plot. I suck at writing plot. I get an idea, and when I write fan fiction, I get the idea, and all I want to do is write that one scene, and I don't know at all how to build plot, and it's frustrating. It's just, ugh. I bought Writing Blockbuster Plots by Martha Alderson. This is helpful in a sort of way idea. The first part of the book is about plot, what is it? Plot planners. A plot planner. And I get it. It's just that she has a really weird way of doing it that I don't understand. But I'm hoping hoping it gets better. It's not something I understand very well, so I get why I'm having a hard time reading it. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep reading it to figure it out. Okay. And then the next book I have is 20 Major Plots and How to Build Them by Ronald B. Tobias. I have not started reading this one yet. I've been very busy nannying a kid, so I haven't had an opportunity to read into it. But it has, each chapter is specifically about a plot archetype, which it's probably going to help me understand. It's probably going to help me understand this book better, because this is explaining what a plot archetype is. I know that there's different kinds, but I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm trying to learn. All right. Next is the books that I've acquired while being here. I took the kid that I'm nannying to the half-price bookstore to get some books that she might like to read. She is 8 and really into horror, so we had a bit of a hard time finding anything, but we did find some things, and I found some things as well. I also have been to Barnes & Noble, because, again, problem. So first, let's go through the books that I got at the half-price bookstore. I got Winter of Ice and Iron by Rachel Neumeier. It has to do with different gods and like spirits, and dragons. There's dragons. I love dragons. And so just like Roman mythology has like, Roman and Greek mythology has like spirits, but also gods. Like, I really want to see someone doing it, but more medieval, so that I get ideas. Like, the scene sounded really interesting and really on my radar for things that I want to incorporate into the stories that I want to write. The next book is a science fiction novel. It is The Reality of Dysfunction by Peter F. Hamilton. It just sounds super interesting, and I'm really excited to read it. And it's a thick boy. I have a problem. I really like gravitating towards the longest freaking books possible, because I don't know, I have a problem. Just like I don't like hardbacks. I think this reminded me a little bit of Subnautica, the video game. I watched my ex-boyfriend play it a lot, and it was really fascinating, and I plan on getting it for the Switch when it comes out, because it's really fun. And I think this reminded me a little bit about that. I think maybe the blue cover a little bit, but I'm excited. The next book I got at the bookstore, half-price bookstore, was The Innocent Mage by Karen Miller. This is about mages. I don't know. Mages are super cool. Also, it's called the Kingmaker Kingbreaker series. What a cool series. That automatically was like, I want to try reading that. All right. The next books I have acquired on separate trips to Barnes & Noble. I'm free on the weekends, which generally means I have no self-control and I go to Barnes & Noble. The first one is Velocity Weapon by Megan O'Keefe. Stranded in the middle of nowhere? Subnautica vibes in that sense? Yes, that sounds interesting. I really like survival stories. The next book is The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Everybody on BookTube has been raving about it. The two people that I trust the most, Daniel Green and Murphy, I can't remember her last name, but Murphy, really both liked it. And it's got dragons in the title, so I picked it up because dragons. I love dragons. Dragons are my fave. Another book that Daniel Green really liked, that honestly, the description made me laugh. King of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. I'm not good at names. Sounds freaking hilarious, and I need to laugh. This is a very stressful situation, and I just want to laugh. And It literally says they have grown apart, grown old, fat, drunk, or a combination of the three. Fat, drunk, fun, excited. The next book is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Ilsington. Honestly, the reason I picked this one up was it said, love the Wheel of Time. This is about to become your new favorite series. Okay, I'll try it. Also, as I've discussed earlier, Thick Boy. Most of these books are huge. I have a problem. The last book I have to share with you is The Seven Blades in Black by Sam Sykes. This is a revenge story, and okay, please, powerful lady, get revenge. I would like to see that. Oh my goodness. Sounds great. Sounds fantastic. Yes, I will read. And the last thing that I got at the half-price bookstore, which is not actually a book, it's a notebook, is Write the Story. Writing prompts for me to try. Either typed or written. Because I need to get back in the habit of writing more. I used to write so much. And I don't. And it's very sad. And I don't like it at all. So I need to fix that problem. I have a lot of books here. And not a lot of time. Oh boy, what did I do? Oh well, I'll just bring them home. Well, okay, that's not true. The main reason I brought so many books is that I'm trying to get the 8-year-old that I'm nannying into reading more and not spending so much time on the internet. We didn't have internet for a couple days and she like freaked out, and that makes me a little sad that this kid who's like 8 is so addicted to the internet, because when I was 8 I wasn't. The internet didn't exist really. Like, we didn't have Wi-Fi. We had one computer, one ancient computer in our entire house that we kept in the office that was actually a closet, and we had to share at one point with 7 people, had to share that computer, and it was old. So yeah, we had that through high school. We had that computer through high school. No. We had that one computer up until about middle school, and we got another one, and with 7 people in the house, there was a lot of crap on that computer, and it died really fast. Like, and then I bought a laptop. I saved up money to buy a laptop, but that was like freshman year of high school. We didn't touch the computer when we were 8, unless we were writing stories on it. So it makes me sad. This 8-year-old like is so addicted to the internet and like doesn't like reading. Reading is so important. Reading is so good. Thanks for listening to me talk about the books that I bought. I will talk to you next time. I'm going to try and upload more regularly on here. I just keep forgetting because there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm quite busy. But most weekends I have off. So I'll try to film more on the weekends when I have free time. So, yeah. Thank you. See you guys next time.